Randy, do you want to do my talk for the day? I'm just kidding. Since you've done all the other talk for the day. So I was talking to a homie here the other day, and we were talking about a mutual friend, a homie who was actually Russian. And I was talking to him about it, and I've known him for a long time, the Russian guy. And he said, "Oh, that's my dog right there. He was my cellie. In fact, I always tripped out because I could hear him speaking to his mom in the hallway on the payphone, and the two of them were speaking Russian. Damn, gee, he spoke the whole language, which I think was the homie version of somebody being fluent in a language. But I like this phrase, to speak the whole language. That's kind of what we're called to do. We're invited to speak the whole language. We're not to settle for kind of a limited, lesser version of the language. We're called to speak the whole language of open-hearted tenderness and loving kindness and compassion and hope. We're supposed to speak the whole language, which made me think of when I was presiding at Mass at Challenger at the detention facility, about 500 vatos in the gym. And a woman, a volunteer, got up and she said, "And now Joey will do the first reading." And the guy's in the front row and he's like, "Me?" And I know she already talked to him before. I don't know why he's so surprised. And so she says, "Come on up." And he comes up and he's just daring the headlights and he's so nervous. He's looking out at the 500 vatos and he's looking at the reading. He's looking at the microphone. Then he turns to me and he goes, "Out loud?" I said, "Yeah, it's sort of the idea." Everybody laughed, you know. It's supposed to be out loud. It's supposed to be speaking the whole language, which reminded me of Jeremy, a t-shirt I've been admiring that says on the back, "Stay loud." It's supposed to be the whole thing. Don't settle for some partial communication of our love and compassion, which reminded me of 20 years ago, a homie I knew named Dan. He was a little chaparrito, he was like 19, and I met him. He was living in a car. He was slanging piedra to stay alive. He was, his parents were missing in action, lost in a world of drugs. And I said, "Well, let me find you a job, and what would you like to do?" And he said, "I would love to be a mechanic, and but I don't know anything about cars. And so let me find out." So I went to my mechanic, a guy named Dennis, who best mechanic in Boyle Heights. He had a taller, a workshop, a car repair place on what used to be called Brooklyn Avenue. And Dennis was not a man of few words. He was a man of no damn words at all. All he did was chain smoke. He would light one cigarette after another. And he was this tall, lanky Japanese-American fellow. And so I corner him in the office. He's sitting at his desk, smoking a cigarette. And I said, "Hire this kid Danny, it'll just change his life." And Dennis would just take another long drag on the cigarette. And I said, "You know, this isn't just a job for a homie, it's going to have a ripple effect. It's going to really have impact on safety in the community where you live." Another long drag on a cigarette. I don't know what else I said, you know, "You'll win the Nobel Peace Prize," something like that, just to kind of convince him to hire this guy. And I finally gave up because he didn't say a word. Then finally, he took one long, mean drag on the cigarette and smoke was wafting in front of his face. And this is the only thing that Dennis said to me that day: "I'll teach him everything I know." And indeed he did. And Danny became a mechanic, and he used to show up in my office and he'd report on things. You know, I learned how to do an oil change, and I fixed a carburetor all by myself today. And once he handed me a photograph, and there's a picture of Danny with axle grease smeared on his face, and he's wearing a work shirt with the word Danny emblazoned over here. Huge Colgate smile. And there's no doubt that this job had changed his life. But standing next to him with his arm around him and a cigarette hanging out of his mouth was Dennis, equally certain that having given this kid an opportunity had changed his life. Here's the thing about Dennis. He spoke the whole language. Don't settle for anything less. Choose today to stay loud.